All right, this is going to be part one of a series of working on a bow, going from finding out how long the strings need to be to making strings, uh, setting them up, putting the rest on, putting the sight on, adjusting the rest, adjusting sights. The whole thing needs to be done. So I'm going to take this bow that I have here. That it's actually a 2003 bow that PSE come out with. I was a PSE dealer at the time, and I was able to get this bow early. And in 2004, they released this bow out to be sold to customers. And when I went to look up the specs for this bow, the only one they listed was a 2004 version of it, which had a 90-inch string and a 34.5-inch cable. Well, let me turn the camera around. Now, if you look at this, I have a string that comes around here. Here's the Y cable that you're going to run. And this other cable right in here, get over here on this side, comes up into here and goes over. So there's a control cable on this one. Comes down here. So now we have our string comes around into here. And then we have our other two cables come down. One comes down around here and around, and the other one comes up from down underneath here and around. I don't know if we can see it too well here, but let me see if I can get another light on here to light it up a little bit better. And you can't see it real well. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. This string definitely has a problem with it. Back about 20 years ago, this black and white strings that PSE put on them, I'm going to be honest, they were junk. They never stopped moving. And as you see, this one here is I put a little pressure on it, and it's rolled around in a different spot. So earlier, it was turned around completely wrong. So it kind of moves around. And I had a little video earlier about the peep rolling around on you. But when you start looking at this string a little bit closer, you're going to see, well, here's some of the string leeches that the ends broke off, but that's not part of the string. But see all the fuzz on here? Come down here, more fuzz on here. Come down here, you see some more. Get down at the other end down here, and then see all these little knots on here. That's why we need to change that string. And then when you go down here, you're going to see a lot of your single cams, the serving will start separating. That's kind of normal because as it goes around this module, it gets a lot of pressure on it. So I'm going to have to redoing the string for the drop away rest. That when you adjust those, you're going to adjust them up, adjust them there. So they're a little bit more work to adjust, but we'll go through that as well. And then we'll take the sight off. And this sight happens to be on here. This little ring around here on these old PSE sights. So they glow in the dark, so you get them charged up. And then when you turn the lights off, they'll keep glowing a little bit for you. I don't know if I can show you that here, but then there's actually an extra light kit here that you can turn on. You can see the little blue light lights up. I don't normally use them because when they start glowing, it's time to shoot. When I stop glowing, it's time to stop. It has a level on it, so you can always check to see. This one I have a couple of dampeners here and here. They did make some at one time that bolted on over here, but on this one, I just got a little bitty stabilizer, just mostly to hold the sling on. But as you've seen in one of the videos, I'm going to need to do some work on getting it to shoot right. So that's kind of the first step here. Now, when you look at, let's turn it around so we can see. Try to get down here where we can actually see this label. Now, you have your serial number on them. That's going to list the serial number. And I was able to send PSE the serial number, and they come back and told me exactly what it was. Because remember I said the specs on the 2004 Scorpion was 55.5 inches and 34.5, the specs on 2004 was 90-inch string which obviously isn't going to work, and a 34.5-inch cable. Well, this one has a 55 3/4 and a 34 7/8 and a 37.5-inch cable. So I need to make those three. So we'll be going over all the different strings that you get set up here. So this is the first step. I'm going to take these off and then we'll measure them and see how much they've changed from the original specs. Stay tuned for part 2.